Breezy fan. You know, I know you miss Breezy.
So he has worked with Chris Brown?
I've showed you the pictures.
What's his name?
Mido Photography is his Instagram page. Hopefully we can post it here. You guys have got to check it out. I have so much love for my team.
Guys, did you hear who he has worked with?
He's worked with some massive names. And I'm not talking about like 30 rows back. I'm talking about Breezy on the stage, my boy on the stage, you know. No,
I love Chris Brown.
His story is even crazier because he's such a nice kind of academic weapon.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think he would even enter this avenue. And when I started making music, I didn't have a team. I needed a team. And he said, you know what, Sanj, I believe in your goal. I believe in your dream. I don't know how to engineer at all. But he went and he sat on YouTube for about a month, just learning while studying and doing everything else. Just learning how to, purely for me, never charged me a cent. And for that, I'm so grateful. You know, we are, and you know what, you can chop it up to they've been friends for over a decade, whatever. But at the end of the day, it's just mad love and mad respect there. And then we needed a photographer as well. And he took on being my engineer. He took on being my photographer, being my videographer as well. You guys don't know this, but he is also an amazing videographer. Let's talk about it. He's done my sister's matric dance photos. He's done nature conservation stuff. He's done a lot of, like, now he's in the mainstream avenue and he's doing so well. Booking him for a shoot is so difficult. You know, he's so busy. And it's not even like that he's, you know, it's selective. No, he's busy. Booking him is difficult.
I like that. I like that you said it's not like he's been selective.
No. He's the most down to earth guy. He's one of the biggest and best Christians I know. He doesn't work Sundays because he is at church all day from early in the morning to the evening. So you know, his parents are missionary. Amazing guy, like so God-centered, if that makes sense. You know, and he was my videographer, my photographer, my engineer. So he was doing so much behind the scenes work, never asked for credit, never needed his name mentioned. So this is me giving him his flowers for everything we've been there. When I booked EFC, I think he was the first person I called and I just said, we did it. We doing some things. And he was like, and he was like, so you're going to need a photographer? I was like, I know you're busy with studies and everything. He's like, when is it? I said, Thursday. He said, tough, I'll be there. I'll make it work for you. And he's, you know, even if I give him heinous deadlines, sometimes I'm so spontaneous with, listen, I need to make a song. Can you come and sit with me while we record and just be there for me? And he doesn't matter what, it doesn't matter what he's got going on. He just says, he'll drop me and be like, you know what, Sanj, I got you. You let me know time, place, whatever it is. Let's go. We run it. And he's also an incredibly busy person. So for him to do that and for him to still be so attached to my name while building his own brand, shout out. You know, I think it was Floyd Mayweather who said, if you're in my circle, I will help you build your own businesses, whatever you're invested in, because if I'm eating at my table, how's it going to look if only I'm eating? Everyone's got to eat.
Please say that again.
If you're at my table.
If you're in my circle.
If you're in my circle, you're at my table, whatever you want to call it, I can't be the only one eating. You guys can't be watching me eat. You are going to eat. I will help you eat too. Everyone gets their own 100%. And you know what? We love it. And if you're up right now and I'm down, so what? I'll pick my head up. You go, boy. I'm supporting you. I'm putting you on. Let's go. That. I am such a big fan of his, man.
So your dream local collab and the international?
Let's go. Dream local collab. Let's talk about it. Big Hash for local.
I thought you were going to say Denny K.
Big Hash. Let's go. You know why? Is because I love that R&B side of him. I don't know if you heard his most recent album that came out, Heartbreak Hotel.
No.
Oh man, you gotta.
We will check it out after this.
Heartbreak Hotel is the one, and even some of his other singles like Circles. I love Circles. I mean that's the popular one, but Amnesia. Oh man, I'm such a big fan of Amnesia. I'm a big fan of his team that he works with, his producers. Oh, his engineer. Come on. So dream local collab would be Big Hash and Nasty C. We can't say hip hop without saying Nasty. And this is no shots or shade at any of the other big names that have come before. This is just my personal.
I hear you.
So much love and respect for Nasty. Anything he puts out, I'm on it almost immediately. So yeah, Nasty C or Big Hash. And internationally, Chris Brown, And I could, oh man, I hope the camera's on you right now. I hope they're looking. I could just see you lighting up, man. Breezy got you some type of way.
And that's the thing. I'm not crushing on.
Yeah, no.
I'm not crushing on Chris Brown, and that's where people misunderstand my love for him. For me, Chris Brown has been a seasonal person in everything that I go through. He's always seasonal. Yeah. I can relate every season. 100%. He always speaks to me in every single season, every single song of his.
He's so versatile.
I resonate with him. That's it. I love. Not that I don't see other artists.
Of course, yeah.
But he's the only person who have been with me through all the seasons of my life as I remember.
I feel the same way. But for me, another artist who is like that, Justin Bieber.
Ooh.
Let's talk about it, Biebs.
Oh yes,
Justin
I agree with you.
Bieber.
I agree with you.
He's another dream collab. But if him and I were to collab, I would need him to go back to
my favorite song. My favorite song of Justin Bieber. It's Purpose.
Purpose, really?
Yeah.
If I'm doing a dream collab with him, if him and I are sitting in the studio with Pooh Bear and with his team, immediately I am saying, I need you to tap into Bugatti Biebs or Jay Bizzle era. When he was dropping Confident and Journal's album back in that R&B, I'm him. That big gold chain.
Yeah.
I need Bugatti Biebs to come back. If we're gonna do a song together, I need that confident energy. I need that kind of R&B come up from, and same from Breezy.
Yeah.
I need something like that if we were ever to sit down and talk about it in a room and say, listen, we're making it happen, we're collabing.
But I see you in Thames as well.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. I see you with Thames. Yeah. Because she's calm. Her music is so calm. And I see you there. I don't know why, but the moment I started listening to your music, I see Thames in you.
That is crazy because when was it? What's today?
With you.
Sunday.
Yes, not in you. I see Thames with you.
Not 48 hours ago, I had a friend I was on the phone with, and I was talking about how I'm coming on here on Sunday, and I was just talking about artists and music. She's like, we got to get you releasing again. And she was like, you and Thames.
She said it.
Yeah,
okay. And I'm saying it.
You are saying it. And so for me, just sitting there, I'm like, I might have to dive into that avenue a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I never thought about it before, but perhaps we might just, there's a lot of year left. There's a lot of music to come. I know there are some people who are angry I haven't released anything. They're not happy. And I think those are the diehard fans who are like, bro, we are here for the music. Whatever you drop, we're ready. And I've taken some time.
Do you have a team currently?
I do, but I'm ever expanding, ever growing. I feel like teams are so versatile. Just because you're on the song but not on the other one doesn't mean you're any less part of the team. You might just have a specific skill set that I'm looking for when you're producing this song versus someone else producing another song. And when I have video calls with international producers and we're talking about what's the kind of sound you're looking for, if they can't deliver that, there's no harm. I will still be like, okay, cool, we can work on something else. Just for this particular idea, it's not going to flow, and that's okay.
And then let's talk about the tale of heartbreak, the sequel of it,
the EP. This is a good one. Yeah, that for me is something. My debut EP is crazy. In its opening month, I think it did over 20-something thousand streams. That for me drove me insane because I'm a smaller artist. I don't ever sit here and I don't sit here and claim fame.
But please don't ever say that. I know you're being humble, but you are sitting with you are sitting with me.
Yeah.
And there are other people that speaks highly of you.
Thank you so much.
Don't ever. I mean, you performed at EFC. Just say that you didn't see that people will receive you as you thought, but you're not small, please.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. No. I was so grateful for that because when I dropped it, I didn't drop it from a place of logic.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I dropped it from a place of being hurt. I dropped it from a place of, I just need to get this out because maybe there's someone else that's just willing to or is gonna feel the way I feel. It was a coping mechanism at that point when I dropped that. That was nowhere about this is a strategically good time to release and this is going to be this. No. That was about we got the project done. It was okay, cool. It was great. We were happy with it back then. And we said, let's drop it. And within I think a week of dropping it, my friend from Media Photography, Dohak, we spoke about it. He went and he checked the streams and he was like, dude, are you aware of what's happening right now? You're having a moment. And I was like,
you were not aware at that time what was happening?
I was not aware. At that point, I was so like, put your phone away. I didn't want to be on social media. I didn't want to look at my phone. I was ignoring every message. My phone was on airplane mode, not even because I cared about what people were going to be saying. I just cared about like, I need peace. I'm not okay right now. I just need some time away. And so he, at that time was like, you know what, I'll handle the entire business side of it for you. And I said, brother, I appreciate you so much. He was like, he had so much going on. So honestly, it was crazy for him to just take on another thing for me. They call it
collateral beauty. Because you were feeling crushing while it was going on another level.
And it was crazy because mentally and just emotionally, spiritually, he was there for me as well. When we found out about it, we were actually out that night. I didn't want to go out. He was like, we're going out. Nothing crazy. We're just going to spend some time together. You need to get out of this room, out of this house. And so we were out and he was like, let me just look at and he looked at it and it had only been a week and there were thousands of streams and people's opinions and comments. And I was like, something happening. And he was like, dude, you're having a moment. And in that moment, I looked around. I'm like, it's an empty bar. No, I'm not. What are you talking about? He was like, no, man, look at this. And I thought someone was manipulating the numbers or playing with it. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, I get it.
Because I've had projects like singles do well before. But that for me as a project was crazy. And it was across multiple streaming platforms where I sat there and I was like,
what's happening?
And then I was like, oh, but it'll probably die out by tomorrow. It'll die out by tomorrow. It'll die out. I kept saying that. And then about a month afterwards, we were sitting there and he was like looking at it and playing with the numbers. And he was like, dude, you've done over 20-something thousand streams in a month? Are you, and I just sat there and I was very like, and he was like, dude, you got to capitalize on this. Like, let's go, let's drop something else. And I was like, and I was very not having it. And I was such a child about it. I was so stubborn. And he was just like, you need time to heal. That's okay. But he just wanted to see me win, man.
And how long was that relationship that broke your heart?
I was with her for about a year. The inspiration of Tales of a Heartbreak was written about a girl that I had met in primary school. So like let me explain this. Right?
I'm listening.
So we met in primary school, and we were friends at primary school, and it was like little primary school crushes and whatever, cool, whatever. Went to separate high schools, still remained friends for a little bit, lost contact. Didn't see her for years, and one night I happened to bump into her with another friend of mine at the time, and we all went to the same primary school together. So he was like, "Dude, I think that's her," and I was like, I didn't even like register it.
Yes.
Bumping into her, and we just wound up spending the whole night talking with her friends and her family, and we bonded so well. We just never stopped talking, and we kind of went straight into a relationship, which was it was such a
like a rocket.
Yeah, I saw fantasy and I ran with it. I made that was my bad. I didn't take the time to realize that who we were as 10-year-olds is not who we are now. We are adults. We have our own issues. We have our own things, and that's where my policy came, which is now I need to get to know you, this. So we were together about a year, and when everything ended, it kind of came down crashing and burning. I think that's the best way to say it, because you fall fast.
Yeah.
When it happens, So I sat there, and I think inside of like 15 days, we had written 45 songs about her. And I do
in 15 days.
15 days we'd written about 45 songs. And when I say we, I mean like I had produced every song. Dohak had sat there and he engineered 45, and then another week after that we engineered another 6. And he was obviously listening to everything. He knew her as well, so he was just listening to everything that was happening. And he's hard. He's such a softie. He's such a good person. He just sat there and he was, I hate seeing you like this, Sanj. I hate seeing you like this, my brother. And yeah, I just wrote and wrote and wrote and wrote. I would finish a song and be like, okay, cool, next one. Just to try process. And we sat there, and when the writing part of it was easy, the actual performing part of it into a microphone was where I struggled. I struggled because I think it was kind of me actually putting it out there.
They don't understand what happens behind the scenes when now the whole work is put on to everyone. It's not easy.
No, especially when you're talking about topics that leave you open to exposure. You know, a lot of rappers, a lot of artists like to talk about the showy stuff, which is fun, awesome to talk about. When you sitting there and you're coming from heavier perspectives, stuff that's really real,
they be like, you are a sissy, you are a what, like all this thing, you're a mono,
and it's your own personal relationship. Weak. Now you're putting it out there for people to scrutinize, because everyone's got an opinion on how it was engineered, how you approached this vocal take, how you sang this, how you did that, and they forget that sometimes it's just about art. Let the artists do what they need to do, you know. I let you run your podcast away. You know what I mean? It's just I do my thing as an artist. And that's the beauty in it, isn't it? It's like, it's your own perspective. It's your own vision. It's something that you sat, thought about, and look at what you've done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that for me is the story of Tales of a Heartbreak. I know there have been people asking about a sequel.
Yes. I just asked as well.
Yeah, the sequel. Potentially, I don't know. At the moment, I feel like I'm growing. So the sound of Tales of a Heartbreak 2 would be same topic, different production. You know? And don't get me wrong, I love that R&B hip hop blend and that trap soul blend. I just don't know what the new sound would be. I haven't sat in this guy. I've played with sounds.
Okay.
It's been a year since I released anything. I'm also waiting to release, and I've got a single that is on the way. It's titled Congrats. It's coming. It's something a little different. If you like You Broke My Heart by Drake, you're gonna like that song. You're gonna like this song. The transitional flows are
and I want to understand this. I know you into sports as well. You do hockey.
Yes, I play hockey.
And you're a student.
I'm a student, and
you are an artist. Yeah. How do you balance all these things?
So being a student, being an athlete, being an artist, and working part-time. This is the question.
And working part-time.
Yes, this is the question everyone loves to ask. I don't sleep much. There it is. There it is. I think the day that I pass on is, I never want, or when I'm close to my final days, I never want to sit back and be like, but damn it. Everyone talks about the regrets at the end of their life. I don't want to sit there and say, damn, I wish I could have been a rock star. Wish I could have been president. Wish I could have done this. I want to literally sit there with grandkids and they're like, but how did you do this? How were you? I want them to go to like show and tell, or they're talking about, you know, Grandparents' Day, and they're telling a long list of things I've done, and they're like, that's impossible. Your grandparents couldn't have had the time to do this. Not even for clout or whatever, just to show people that it's possible. You don't have to be defined by a single avenue in your life. You don't have to just be a student. You don't just have to be an athlete or whatever your case is. You can be whatever you want to be. You can be multiple things. And I think at the moment, that's what the YouTubers are doing.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You can be a musician, you can be a boxer, you can be 10 million things all in one. And
the whole goal in that, you want to show that it's possible.
Oh, of course.
And now, while we're still talking about that, have you ever thought of exploring in other artistics, like acting avenues, maybe?
Ooh, acting.
Because you look great.
Thank you.
You speak so well.
Oh, thank you.
You are open-minded. Like, you are everything that the screen wants.
I tell you now, if a role comes my way, I'm taking it. If it's something I feel I can play, and I don't mean even like a leading man role. Like, if it's a small role, if it comes my way, I will take it. Acting is something I think would be so much fun to do, something that I would really be passionate about. I'm passionate about all the artistic avenues. If I could paint and draw that like an amazing artist, like some people, I would do that too, but I'm just not particularly great at that. So for me, if acting comes my way,
but I believe that you are good. Just remember, I think we are good in other things. We just need to be polished.
Yeah.
And other things we are good at them because we put effort to them, but it's not like you won't be good. I believe that you can make an amazing actor.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah.
Please go back to modeling.
We will try and make the time. We will try
that one, please. I know that you are a busy person, and I loved it when you said you don't want to die, or when you are older you regret about things that you didn't do. And I'm gonna ask you this question.
Ask.
What is that one thing that when you think of young Sanjay, you would go back and hug him and apologize?
Wow, this is a beautiful one. Never feeling like what you did was enough. Like I said, I'm so overly critical of every little thing I do or accomplish. It'll be like, great, I accomplished this, on to the next thing. How can we be bigger and better tomorrow? And sometimes I forget to just sit and enjoy the moment. Just sit there and say, you know what? You did this. You and your team, a bunch of people who aren't actually from the industry, who are outsiders looking in essentially, went and built your own little empire. You know, I think that's going to be the word, is empire. And you guys have done some things. Yes. You just decided one day that, you know what, you're going to get on a microphone, forget what everyone else thinks, and you've got 2 or 3 people who are going to sit and work with you and push you and tell you that, listen, this was a great first, but it can be better. We know your writing ability, and just help you and just be there. And I will never say I'm self-made, because I understand I have friends, family, a team behind me. I'm fully aware of that, forever grateful. But I don't think I sit there enough. And they will tell me this, they'll be the first ones to tell you, is I just don't sit there and say, wow, take a minute to just...
You don't pat yourself with a back.
No. I really don't. I'll play an amazing game and I'll be like, okay, cool, we won 3-0. How could we have won 6? Where did you go wrong?
You remind me of my former manager. When you give 100, he always said, I know you can do 150, eh? You just gave 100.
100%.
And then when you give him 150, like, you know that you can do 200. So you're that type of person. So you wish you could go back to that young Sanjay and say, just know that you should learn to be proud of yourself.
Yeah.
Because you know the danger in that. And I'm glad that you acknowledge it now. Because remember, when we wait so much to be applauded, to be recognized, it's so easy to be broken, because it means they're
absolutely,
what's this word? The critics as well can break you. As much as maybe you can get so much compliments,
100%,
and then you build from them. It means that you can easily be broken by critics. But if you know what you have done and where you're coming from and how did you go on about before you get compliments from other people, you will give yourself grace all the time.
Ooh, facts. 100%. I completely agree. However, let me play devil's advocate for a second.
Love that.
Those that know, they know. They know me. They know I was going to do this. All right. So I fully understand what you're saying. But here's the way I look at it is... hasn't maybe me not doing that given me the competitive edge and the ambition to be like, enough's not enough? And that can be a little wrong.
And I agree with you. I mean, if they say, what do they talk about? The sky's the limit?
You've got a ceiling, you can always bust through it. You've got sky's the limit, you can...
But even you can be over the skies even, isn't
Shoot for the moon. If you miss, you land amongst the stars.
Say it again.
Shoot for the moon. If you miss, you land amongst the stars.
That's my new... that is going to be my new thing. I love that.
100%. That for me is... that ambition, that drive is something that I love. And I think I model it from some of the people I look up to for inspiration. You know, you look at Kobe Bryant, R.I.P. You look at Conor McGregor back when he was doing his thing and he said, I've lost my mind on this game. You know? That's what drove him to the gym at 2 a.m. Even Floyd said, you think it's fun to sit there and not be able to party and watch movies and do anything you want to love, and you got to get up at 2 a.m. and get this run in and get this work, get those pads on? It's not fun, but you do it because you understand what's coming. You understand the work that goes into it. You know, there's a famous bodybuilder, Kai Green, who said, when you open the magazine, you see these famous people, especially self-made millionaires, in their nice kitchens, and they're doing this and this and this. You in your little apartment or your little you're struggling in the projects or wherever you may be, and you think, wow, how did they get there? Yeah, you're seeing the glory that's come. You're not seeing the sleepless nights.
You're
not seeing
the finishing product.
You're missing the work that it takes in the current position that you are.
All aspects of emotion.
100%.
I like what you just said.
Yeah.
And then I'm still gonna go back. You mentioned the dying thing. He said you don't want one day when you die you don't leave your name.
Yeah.
What do you want to be remembered for?
Oh man, that's a great question. What do I want to be remembered for? Being someone that I was a good man to my partner, first thing, to my wife, to our children. I also want to be remembered for just being that friend that always picked up the phone. But hear me out when it comes to that, right? It's so much more than picking up the phone. It's that 3 a.m. dude, I'm not okay. Sanj, can you come get me? Sanj, are you okay? Listen, I'm having problems. Can I sleep on your couch? And I get that from my mom. My mom is that person. You
want to be a go-to person.
Yeah.
You know, I'm having chills, and I want to cry, but I'm trying so hard.
Yeah. It's okay. Feel it. It's so welcomed here.
It hits home. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
And I'm sorry for disturbing you. Thing is,
yeah.
I wish people could understand the definition of loyalty.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Loyalty is just that one person in the midst of everything. They will forever be there. Will forever choose you.
Your calmness.
Thank you.
Brings your soul peace. Yeah. Yeah.
You want to be that?
Yeah.
That's so big.
It is. I want to be that for my family, for my friends.
That's so profound. And you didn't mention money in this whole thing.
I don't give a damn about that. I don't give a damn about that.
Being there.
Money is important in terms of it makes the world go round. You need it to do certain
and
things.
For you to come to me, you have to have petrol.
Yeah, you gotta have money.
And petrol, you buy it with money. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah, but if I had money, I'm giving that away. Yo, have you paid your rent this month? Dude, save that money. Put that money in your savings account. Put it towards uni next month. I got you. Let's go.
But this is what I always say. I don't care if you gave me 10 rand or you gave me 1 million.
Yeah.
It's a willingness behind that. It's a thought and you willing to give it to me. So I like it when you say you don't care about money, because I understand that the moment I call you at 2 a.m. needing you to come, you're going to use money.
Yeah.
But you still could say no, or you're busy or anything, but you're willing to be here. Yeah. That's what it's significant to me.
Yeah. That's the people that I consider my closest circle. That's all of us. Money is beautiful. It's cool. It's fun. You get all these nice little things. Money is not what we, are driven by. And
defines. It doesn't define you.
And it's crazy because if you meet my inner circle, super well connected, well of people, and they are the biggest people who will help other people.
Yeah.
My mom is the same. If you were a kid your parents were even just fighting, or your parents just needed a break, my mom was like, we've got an extra bed, come for a sleepover. My mom whole policy is, if someone needs a place to stay, they need a hot meal, they need a jacket, we are those people. I've never in my life seen my mom turn away anyone. And I think that's where I get it from. And my friends too. I mean, they are the same. My friend Dohak, him and his family opened a church in a rural area. They don't charge people. They built it out of their own money, just to give people a place to praise the Lord.
We love you, Mama. I wish I could see you one day, and I hope that one day I'll meet you, because you've said so many touching things about your mother. I have friends who says, at least Lindile, you know where your mom is at. She's in the graves. My mom is alive, but I wish she was dead. And listening to you talking about your mother like that, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, no, I'm so grateful to my mother. I'm grateful to my support system. I'm grateful to my friends. I'm grateful to the ones that see me every day, the ones that I don't get a chance to see every day. I'm grateful to the ones that have seen me in some really bad places And even when it was hard for them to watch what I was going through or the struggles I was facing, never once turned away. Never once said, Sanj, this is not who you are. They understood that you're hurting or you are struggling with this.
And they never used that against you, even when you're in your high highs.
And even when I, would complain to them about the same damn thing for a million nights, they would just sit there and be like, cool. And they would give perspective. They would actively listen, and they would just be there. And I've made some new friends in the last year that are exactly that way. I've got this group of friends, and there's this girl and her husband. Amazing people, amazing. Such like they're very quickly becoming a support system. There's this other friend of mine that I met, and she's working to becoming a doctor, and she's also just in her own way. She's different, but she's also just an amazing way of support without her even knowing. She doesn't know, so I haven't told her this. She's gonna watch this, and she's gonna be like, is he telling me? Oh, wow. Yeah. She's a
I want to ask you this.
Yeah.
It might be a sensitive thing, but I believe that we need to touch it because your people were waiting for updates and all that. There was a rumor that you were supposed to sign with a big label.
Yeah.
With a big record label. And what happened to that?
So I was supposed to sign with a subsidiary of a big label. This was a long back and forth conversation.
Okay.
For over a year. Yeah. There was a lot of contract negotiations. There was a lot of hearsay, this, cool. Yeah. And I'm someone who's very, very particular, very meticulous about every little thing that goes into a contract because I understand how dangerous it is. And negotiations fell through. I have no hate or anger towards them. That's fine. And you know what? At that time, it would have been great for the development of my brand. But I ask myself often, how great would that development have been for me? Was I ready? As an artist, as a commodity. If you look at it like that, as a business, I was ready. As a person, as
you were not.
Being, no.
And it's one of the reasons that most of our artists, I'm going to talk about particularly our South African artists,
let's go.
They jump into it with these big labels.
Yeah.
And then they just get a fame of 5 minutes.
Yeah, that 15 minutes of fame is rough.
You even say 15. I said 5.
I was being generous.
Being generous.
Russ said it best.
And I love, that was a very intelligent decision. But if they were to come back today and say, can we start off where we left off? What would you say to them?
Yeah. For me, we would have to talk. It would have to be a thing of, okay, cool. And in the most respectful way possible, what can you do for me that I'm not currently doing for myself?
Yesterday I was sitting with an author and I was shocked when he said they get literally 10% of their own words. Like, if the book is 200, they get 20 rand out of it.
Yeah. But you see, that's where leverage comes in. And this is why now the artist Russ, the Sicilian guy, what they want in that? Yeah, that guy. Let's talk about it. He is an independent artist. He's a pioneer of the DIY style from 2015. He's he talks about it a lot. And so listening to him for years has opened my mind to so much. I sit there and I'm like, okay, cool. But if I'm writing the song, I'm performing the song, I'm doing everything. And the new digital age, all it is a couple buttons and a couple hundred to put it on all these streaming platforms. What the hell are you actually doing? And this is no shade at record labels.
I love how you put it. You said you were gonna ask them that. What is it that you're gonna bring that I'm not doing for myself?
Because if you are helping me get in the door with bigger artists to collab, okay, cool. That's something I can't do on my own right now unless I get another PR team or something. And if you guys are gonna help elevate my brand within reason, cool. And how much of this vision that you guys have for me is actually my own? Are you gonna turn me into something that's profitable but at the expense to my soul for you, or am I gonna still get to be who I am authentically?
Because that's another thing. Because the moment they sign you, they want a bit of changes of what we fell in love with from the beginning. That is why we became your fans, right? And then when you get to them, they want to change a bit of this, and then they tell you about, no, you need to catch up, you need to be relevant, and that's not who you are. And then that's when you're gonna start losing the fan base. And they don't think about that. That's the crazy part, because you are a person that you are unique for a reason, and that is why we are your fans, for a reason.
So here's how I look at it, right? A lot of small artists, when they sign, they're looking for that jump. They're looking for the advance. Cool. They're looking for the streams, and that's a come.
And the fame.
And I can tell you, as someone who literally started making music in my bedroom, literally on my bed with my friends sitting there, like we've done numbers. I think my most streamed individual song is, at the moment, I think is You Played Me. And I've got a bunch of songs that have done over 5, 10, 12, 15,000 streams. And I did that from my bedroom. My team and I did that from our bedroom. No one there on the team put in 5,000 rand here, put in 3,000, got radio plays for this, got this played here. No. So it's like, cool, you want to change the authentic side of me. You want to do all these things, but how much of it is actually going to be me, and what are you bringing to the table? In the most respectful way possible. This is the question you got to ask.
And at the very same time, it's not like you're undermining what they do.
No, because I understand what they do is amazing.
I like what you're saying.
But if I can do it for myself, how does it make sense for you to take 80 or 90% of the commission? Now I must just be lucky to be in the room. Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. I'm supposed to be. Thank you for having me in the room. Thank you, guys. It was lovely to meet you. It was awesome.
I like that.
I said,
I like that.
You're doing your thing independently.
If I were to put a gun right now, on your head, and say choose between being a writer and a singer, what would you choose?
Let's go. I think I would. This is where it's going to be a bit different. I think I would struggle with writing about vulnerable topics, my personal experiences, and having other people perform it. If it's like a song about something that's, more showy or whatever, sure, someone else could perform it. I don't mind selling off the song, but...
I see you. I hear what you're saying. You would struggle with them not putting emotions into the words. Because I think that's another thing that people should understand, that each and every song there should be emotions. 100%. So you scared that you write a song that you put on your emotions, and then you watch another person commercializing it.
100% that, but also you didn't walk that. You didn't do that. How am I gonna have you?
How can you relate?
Like for me, when I write a song, especially when it's things like something from like Tales of a Heartbreak or whatever, it's my personal story. It's what I went through with her. It's what, how we cared about each other at a time, and now it's this. It's to have someone else sing it, and maybe they even sing it better, or they do it this way or that way, something that's different. Great. But were you in that situation? Does it mean as much to you? Does it fill your soul? Fill your cup? That for me is...
You wouldn't choose. You'd rather say, Slee, shoot me.
Yeah, shoot me.
Like that. Tell me about the relationship of you and Urizi. The Rizzy Nation records.
Yeah. Let's talk about Spreezy. Man, that is my brother right there. That's someone that I have a lot of time for, a lot of love for. If he calls me and he says in the dead of night, yo, I need a verse by 8 a.m., I got you. And I'm going to deliver. I'm going to give him something. Yeah. We met through him just being a fan, which was awesome. I was aware of him.
Yeah.
But we had never really engaged. And fortunately for me, he made the first move. He reached out and he was like, yo, what's up, my brother? I've been listening to your music for a while. I love your stuff. I think you're so talented. My girl loves your stuff. My team loves your stuff. What's it going to take to get you on a feature? And I was super flattered. I reached out and I said, yo, I appreciate this, man. Let's talk about it. What do you got for me?
Yeah.
And he sent me the track that you've heard.
Yes.
And I was sitting in a friend's apartment when he sent it, he's like, yo, I'm gonna need it back in a couple of days ASAP or something like that. And I said, dude, I got you. And I wanted to do it justice vocally for me, yes, but for him too. And I wanted to provide some insight for that song, you know. And so I just sat there and I conceptualized for a while. Normally I write really quickly, which is something God blessed me with, but I wrote about 4 different verses for him in a span of 24 hours, and I was like, this isn't it. Like everything just didn't feel real, and a deadline was coming up. I think it was the following morning. I had to like 10 a.m. to email him and submit, and I was sitting there and I was sitting with my friend, and she was like, okay, you look like a hot mess, so I'm gonna leave you here. I'm gonna go get us food or whatever. Maybe when you come back, because she's got such a like talented ear, and she's brutally honest with me. She'll be like, cool, I didn't love it, you're capable of better. And so she left, and the time she left, she was gone for about 15-20 minutes. Done. Verse was done. I came back, and
after the struggle of 24 hours
4 verses later, she left. 15 minutes, came back, and I was like, I'm done. And she was like, so what the hell have we been struggling for 24 hours? And I was like, I'm sorry. And I played for her, and she went absolutely crazy. And she's a big fan of Surprise's music as well. And she loves his riffs. She loves his...
And you know that he's drifting away from that.
He is.
He's drifting away from being a musician and opting to other...
And I support him in that. I do. And you know what? As a fan, it hurts my heart a little bit that I won't hear anything from him immediately. But if he's happy doing what he wants to do, oh man, I support him. And you know what?
Because even myself, I would ask him to do things in the middle of the night. I'd be like, I'm so sorry that I'm giving... But like... you have no idea how happy I am. Yeah, he would say, you have no idea how happy am I that you're giving me a job right now. I love this.
No, mark my words, he's putting in the work. His time's gonna come.
And are you still planning to work in future together?
Oh yeah, look, if he earlier this year, the end of last year, he reached out to me. He was like, dude, our track did so well, it had like 10 or 12,000 streams inside of a month. We need to do a collab project. I was like, oh, we're gonna Drake and 21 this? Okay, let's go. What do you need from me? And he was like, I got something cooking. You and me, we're gonna R&B this. And I was like, ooh, you playing, you tempting me, naughty. You tempting me. And so we've spoken about it. I think we've just both been trying to find the time.
Please.
He's got so
much. Please make time, guys. Don't waste time. Time flies, you know. It's so crazy how time flies. We were just celebrating December now, and we're already in April.
I think he's here though, so you know, maybe we get him. We talk about it after studio, and we sit him down. We say, listen, the people want it. Why are you wasting time?
I'm gonna be reprimanding you right now.
100%.
I'll be scolding at
come
you
with
guys.
that mom energy. We love it.
I mean, it's been a year. Even yourself.
Yeah, you boys are playing games.
What are you sitting on, guys? You're sitting on a talent while we're listening to people who don't even have a talent. That's the sad part, and I'm not being shady or anything, of course. There are people that will be like, oh, what a waste. What a waste of money, what a waste of everything. And here you are, guys, you're not doing anything about it. And I want to know, I want you to share your socials.
Of course.
And are you open to people who want to book you for performances?
Of course. So firstly, I am open to being booked. And you know, something I actually want to get on in this year or next year is Cotton Fest.
Okay.
Let it be known. Look at me. Cotton Fest. I'm coming with that cocky energy.
I like how you said it.
Yeah, Cotton Fest. I don't even need to have a main slot. Even if I'm in the opening stages, I will take it. Let's go. If Cotton Fest is willing to have me, if Hype Nation is doing an event and they want to do hip hop, pop, R&B or something like that,
you there.
Let me know. Let Reezy Nation know. Yes. We there. Music. Yeah, I have just been in a transitional period in the last year and a bit. And I think an artist that is globally known for this is the Kid Leroy. The Kid Leroy.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Leroy. Right. So for me, when he came up out of Australia at 15, everyone heard that sound, that raspy sound he had, you know, and that track he had with Juice WRLD Go, and that whole F Love phase, you know, when he dropped that, he was a kid, and now you hear his stuff, and it's like Nights Like This, and all this newest album he's got, and Bleed, and everything like that, and you hear the transition, and it took time. He also did take time away from music, and I think that's where I am right now. It's just
you don't want to make music that won't. I don't want to say sell, but you don't want to make music that you will even question it because of you want to be seen all the time. And there's nothing wrong taking a break and finding yourself more and more and transitioning into a massive thing.
So I'm so grateful you said that, because I've made that mistake.
Okay.
I made that mistake. And I was in a phase where I was like, my singles were, before Tales of a Heartbreak came out, my singles started doing well. And I was like, dude, I got to drop stuff ASAP. And it was stuff that was cool, but it wasn't like what I was trying to say.
It's like someone who's dating for the sake of coupling. Because of the society's expecting.
There it is. Perfect. Yeah. So with that, I rushed that process, and that's not what I do. I want to get it right. And I mean, we've spoken about it, you also, know. So for me, doing that and making that mistake hurt.
It took me 11 years.
See, look, I was grateful.
10 years.
It took me about a year to realize and be like, dude, what are you doing? This is dumb.
Yeah.
Like, take a step back, delete those tracks off of your socials and everything, and then just put out stuff that you actually want to do. Because I was scared when I was dropping Tales of a Heartbreak, and the instrumentals I was making then was stuff that I loved. Like, it's stuff that I would play in the background. Something I would play in the car. Something you can play everywhere. You know, even if you take out the vocals and you just play the instrumental, you'll feel it. It's like if you know a breezy track when it's a breezy track. You play residuals even without his vocals on it. You just, you know what I mean?
All the songs.
10 Toes, you play that, you just use there. You know? So for me, when I was creating that, I sat there and I was like, I would play each instrumental and just sit there. Yeah.
Have you ever thought of being on doing the challenge of residual? I think you could do.
I don't know if I have
the
vocals for that. Listen, I'm an okay singer, and my voice has changed a lot since puberty, and it's constantly changing now. With work and stuff, but I do not. I would love to try
it. You need a shambok.
My mother says the same thing.
Really? Because I don't know why you're putting yourself, like, stop boxing yourself.
Yeah, no.
Don't do that.
Maybe do some covers.
You're amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
You're amazing. Just, we're going back. How can you expect the other person to make you calm if you can't make yourself calm? It should start with you.
No, you're speaking facts. Look, I definitely think there's some covers that I could do, and I've actually been thinking about just doing some covers for a while. Yeah. But at the same time, I also just want to drop, man. I think Congrats is gonna. Let me put it like this, right? After this, I'll read you the lyrics for Congrats. Yeah. I'll give you a little one-on-one. But yes. Let me just say that song is filled with the tea.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
It's ooh, those ooh? Yeah, it's one of them.
Yeah.
And I think it's gonna, I don't necessarily put anyone instinctively on blast.
Yeah.
But it's a thing of it's enough in that song to people be like, okay, we need to go see who he's been following the last year. What's been going on? What's this is some, little Hollywood gossip tea sessions. Let's go. Yeah. And I will say that it's about a TikToker.
Okay.
We're gonna say, I'll say it like this. She had over 4 million likes.
In South Africa.
South African TikToker, over 4 million likes.
I'm gonna go and check it out.
So no names are mentioned from her side or anything, but it's still a thing of there's only a handful of them in South Africa, especially in the Gauteng area, So I'll just put it like that. But yeah, I want to drop Congrats. I want to drop some other stuff. I want something that if Cotton Fest gives me a call, I can say, cool, I can give you a 30-minute set list. I can give you a 45-minute set list. I don't know what their set lists look like for opening acts. But yeah, you call, I'm ready. Let's go. I definitely want to drop something with Surprisey again. I definitely think we need to.
Oh, guys, please.
Little 3-song EP, just bang it out the way.
Please. I'm begging you now. Okay, I'm not gonna scold. I'm begging.
You know what I think he and I should do? I think, oh man, this is so cliche for me, but I really think him and I need to do a Heartbreak project together. Because listen, his vocals, crazy. I know. Crazy. His production work, his engineering,
I know.
His team just does the thing, man. So in the way I'm looking at it is if he jumps on there and I come with lyricism from verses and stuff, and we just put it together. We just sit and we cook for a week.
Yeah.
I think we could get it done. Look, people take longer for a project. I think we could do it in a week or 2.
I believe that you can do it in 3 days.
Yeah, 100%. Get it done, and we just put it out. Let the people know what's up. Let them know we're coming back for it.
And he's good with marketing.
Oh man, he's crazy.
I feel like you limiting yourself when it comes to marketing. Why?
Marketing. I'll be honest with you. It's never been like fun for me. As boring as it sounds, and I know it does, and it's so important for me. If I'm dropping a song, I'll just be like, okay, cool, my people, this is coming soon, like people.
And then now you're expecting them to do the work because of you want us to share and comment and like share. We have to do
I'm
the
guilty
job.
of that.
Yeah,
I'll be the first one on camera to say I'm guilty of that. Like, my team also tell me like, dude, just like 3 reels a day, this, and I'm like, wow, who's got the time? So
in the morning, during the day,
exactly. So I when I drop, it's never a surprise. I always let people know, and I'll tease it for some time before. But yeah, just sitting there and marketing for me is, listen, there are people who do it so well, and for them that's amazing. If that's your passion, you love. For me, marketing is the downside.
Then it means that now you need someone who's gonna do it for you.
Yeah, so we
allow it.
That's what I'm saying. Is this my team might just have to be expanding in the next year or 2.
Your team needs to be expanded.
Yeah, there's.
And is there anything that you think that I didn't cover in this that is crucial?
I don't know. Is there any topic you want to go back to before we wrap up? Anything you want to know from the tea? Let's talk about it. we know how we like the tea here. Anytime I'm here, we're gonna.
Actually, no. You told me that there are certain people that you're talking, because that's.
Yeah. We can talk about it.
There are people that you're talking to, or is there someone that you're talking to, or you made it to be at least vast so that you can compare and make the right decision later?
I have female friends. Obviously, there's people around and in the mix, but when I like you, when I see potential, it's you and me.
Yeah.
So I'll say there's a particular person that has caught my eye.
And then are you willing to take it to the next step? Not dating, remember, process now.
Yeah,
are you ready
of course,
to process?
The policies in full motion. We have a process, and we've spoken about it a little bit. It's still very early days, so I'm just enjoying the process of getting to understand her as a person, getting to know who she is, and every little thing about her.
India Ari said, I am waiting for love.
Look at you with the vocals.
What are you waiting? What are you waiting?
We are. We're in that as well. It's just in a transitional period. I'm taking it at her pace. We are in no rush. I trust her. I feel
Is she not in a rush, or are you not in a rush, or you had a conversation about it that this is how we should take this motion?
We had a conversation about it. Okay. We just said that we understand. We talked about it, and we just said we need to build slowly. There needs to be some sort of friendship there. I'm not trying to make the mistakes I did as a kid and just jump into a relationship. I want to understand what makes you you. What triggers you? Why are you? What's this categorical trigger? What's your hyperfixation on this? What's your why do you love this show? What's the reason that you love this favorite color? Like, even the things that she doesn't think matters. And this is a pro tip for boys, is like, pay attention to the tiniest of details, guys. Something as simple as if she's wearing blue 4 times a week, why is she wearing blue? Ask her about it. Moaning? Yeah, because even when she's like, no reason. Women are conscious of what they're doing. Boys, wake up. I'm putting you on right now.
I hear you.
You know what I mean?
Do you have any beefs in this industry?
Oh no, it's all love.
You've never experienced any beefs and all that?
No, I think everyone that I've been fortunate to collab with, I consider a friend of mine, and I know that if I call them for a verse, they call me for a verse. It's cool. I think there might be, if I'm honest, a little bit of jealousy. Like, oh, who is he to deserve this? Which is fine. That's natural. It's not always fun to see someone else having a moment. That's okay. I don't fault you for that. You're human. I understand it. But as far as beefs, and even if we're talking about rap beefs, because obviously the whole Drake Kendrick thing last year, I don't have any. I don't think, personally, I'm not one to entertain it. Like, you want to be a child, calm. Also, I don't think a lot of people just, and in like the most respectful way, I don't think a lot of people want to see it.
Yeah.
You don't want to see it. Like, I'm not someone who,
so, and sometimes I just feel other people, they just cooking a beef out of chicken. It's not a big deal. Why you wanna make it a beef? Like, it's just a chicken, and it's okay to chicken out.
I think it was Megan Thee Stallion who said, in that one track, what she said? She said, how's my name in your mouth more than your spit? You know what I'm saying? How are you going to use my name for clout? Because your name is not achieving much.
I hear you.
This is not even shady topics. This is known. This is what the music industry is about. Is let me call this guy. And you know what? It's been seen in the South African industry in the last 5 or 6 years. Yeah.
And then you know my fear when it comes to this thing. Beef starts so small, right?
Oh man, just one hate comment.
Up and coming podcast, and you put your faith into something, into someone, and then it doesn't work out. That's what I'm scared of. I think we spoke about it earlier. That a reason that sometimes you don't want to opt to these records and all that.
Yeah.
It's a fear of what would happen the moment you boom. And how do you avoid for you not to be in a space like that, to always carry the sentiments and respect where you've been with these people?
I think it starts with you. Where do you draw the line between I'm not entertaining it versus I'm going to take the disrespect as a person? Where's your line? You know what I mean? So that's fine with walking away from a fight. No problem. Respectful. Great. At what point do you draw the line? You say, okay, enough is enough. Where do you stand up for yourself, for your values, your morals, everything you've worked so hard. I love your studio. You know, you've worked hard. Your team has worked hard to put you in the position that you're in now. And you're only growing. You're only getting better. I love what we've done here today. So it's magic. So for me to have someone who doesn't know your struggles, doesn't know everything you've been through, come in here, try take that from you off your name saying, I don't enjoy this, or how she phrased this. Okay, cool. But you're not in that chair. You're not running this interview. You are.
I love that.
You know what I mean?
You didn't give me your platforms, your social platforms.
Yeah.
For people, and if someone want to book you and all that.
Yeah. We can just I think we can throw it up below here. It's at Sanjay _sing97 for Instagram. I'm pretty sure for TikTok it's the same. If you want to book me, you can just email me, Sanj, SANJ2023@gmail.com. Reach out there, guys. We can, DMs are open. You can hit me. Let's chat. Let's talk about it. You want to book me? We can talk about it. Collabs.
And he's single, guys. Don't forget. He's single.
He's single.
And he is Percy Sledge. You remember Percy Sledge when he said, take time to know her. That's him. Guys, I think we're wrapping now.
Yeah, let's wrap.
Guys, Sanjay is here. I believe that it's not the last time you're going to see him here. No. We are open to comments, guys. Should you want to ask anything, or you want to add, or whatsoever, he is here, and he's here to stay because he's got a good relationship with our record label, which is called Resonation record label. And guys, I still want to thank you. We appreciate you. Who we are without you. I mean, who's Sanj without you guys?
Amen.
We are here because of you. We are here because of God's timing, and we will forever be grateful and thankful. Go to his platforms, guys. Go see what I've been talking about. Go listen to his music. And I don't know why he doesn't have a platform where he talks more about love and how to deal with heartbreaks. I think he should do it. He heard me. It's not like he heard me right now, and I think he's good at it. I think he's well spoken, and he gives clear pictures on how we should cope.
Yeah, cope.
You said there's something that hit me. You said we are new in this life.
I said this is the first time we're all alive. It's the first time we're all living. Something along that line.
It's not like you are back the second time after your death.
Yeah, guys, we're all everyone makes mistakes.
Others, they say
it's
YOLO.
The first time we're all alive. Like, be patient, be understanding with each other. People make mistakes. Your parents are going to make mistakes. Your girlfriend, your boyfriend are going to make mistakes. That doesn't mean they don't love you. And even when it hurts, I think right there, communication is key. Communication is key.
Oh gosh.
Please, guys, just talk it out. This whole thing of, oh, she did this or he did this, so I'm not going to hit them back, or I'm going to, this. And
pride. Yeah. I think most of relationships, if they don't hit on me, I won't.
Oh, man, it's crazy. And it's the whole, I missed him, but I'm too proud to text him. They got to reach out first. No, guys, reach out. Girls,
I don't want to seem needy.
Yeah, and you know what? Girls, take that same energy. Guys love it if in the right way, you take the right approach with them and take that initiative. I promise you now, as a guy, you will get their attention.
I like it because you matter, I matter, we matter all.
Amen.
Guys, don't forget to subscribe. Your YouTube channel.
Just Sanjay Music. Sanjay Music. Yeah,
go there, guys. Go listen to his music. You won't regret. And we love you so much. We're going to see you next time. We out.